The surge is taking rental units off the market, is making a good place to call home even more difficult.
BC is cracking down on short-term rentals. Legislation was introduced Monday that aims to put more long-term homes back on the market. If it passes, starting May 2024, hosts from platforms like Airbnb or Vrbo would not be able to rent out homes they own if they don't live there.
If you live in a city with 10,000 people or more, there will be a provincial legal requirement that you not operate a short-term rental unless it is part of your principal residence, either a secondary suite or a laneway home.
Smaller resort communities like Whistler are exempt but can choose to opt in. Premier Eby says there's been a 20% increase in the number of short-term rental listings in BC in the last year alone, to an all-time high of about 28,000. The province says it's trying to lessen the number of investment properties bought just to be rented out.
Particularly in areas like the city of Vancouver, they've become an entire system of ghost hotels through which don't pay into the tax base.
The legislation focuses on three things: increasing fines and strengthening tools for local governments, turning more short-term rentals into long-term homes, and establishing provincial rules and enforcement.
Through this legislation, we'll be giving local governments the ability to increase the fines for hosts breaking municipal bylaws rules from $1,000 to $3,000 per infraction per day.
BC would also make it mandatory for short-term rental platforms to share their listing data, and plans to create a province-wide registry next year.
With the help from the provincial government, which announced today, they will give us more tools to empower us to enhance our enforcement effort.
The province says their estimates show about half of short-term rentals don't follow the rules. In the new legislation, the maximum penalty is up to $50,000, with the province bringing in an enforcement team.
We also think it's important to keep this in perspective. The amount of homes that can be returned to the market by cracking down Airbnb is only a drop in the bucket of Vancouver and other cities' housing need.
In a statement, Airbnb Canada says the BC government proposed legislation won't alleviate the province's housing concerns. Instead, it will take money out of the pockets of British Columbians, make travel more unaffordable for millions of residents who travel within BC, and reduce tourism spending in communities where hosts are often the only providers of local accommodations. The bill will move to a second reading in the legislature on Tuesday. In Vancouver, Kate Walker, City News.